Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Welcome back to Worth Guitars. It's been a little while since we did a video. This time of the year is super busy for us around here, and I've been really pushing trying to get some things done, so I haven't had time to stop and do some filming and editing, which it takes a little bit of time. So I thought today I would just do this video of us putting color here on this new guitar from Micah. We have the back oiled. He requested oiled back and neck, and that's looking good. This has got 6 coats of true oil on it. As you can see, it starts to take on a very nice luster. And at this point, you can also, if you don't want the sheen that is there now, you can take some 4/0 steel wool or some 1000 grit, soft paper, and knock that sheen off of there and then wax it, and you'll get a really nice kind of a satin feel then. But today we want to put some color on it, and what I'm trying to do is match a photo that he sent me, and it is, let me see if I can pull it up here again. And hold on, of course it was there until I picked the phone up. But it's here somewhere. Hold on, we're getting there. Almost there. So, we're trying to get this kind of an orange look, like this right here. See that orange color there? That's what I'm going to go by. See if I can make that bigger. There we go. That color. All right, so this wood has a bit of a brown tint to it, or a tan tint to it already. And so what I've done is taken some bright yellow and some red to make orange. This is a little too orange though, but we want that kind of a burnt orange color on here. And this is my little test board. You can see where we're at so far. That was the last test. So it's still a bit too light, I would say. So what I want to do is add a little red to this. But I'm not going to add just bright red. I used lemon yellow and red to get to this point. Any of you guys who took art class know your primary colors. You mix your primary colors to get your secondary colors and so on, right? Red and yellow make orange. So I've already done that, but what I want to do, because I want to get a little bit of a darker tint to it, is I'm going to put red mahogany in it this time instead of bright red, because it's making very primary colors. I would call them primary colors, like crayon colors. And I want something that's a little deeper and a little richer. Of course, we're going to come back and we're going to spray a little around the edge to create a slight darkening around the edge, and then put that slight black darkening around the edge. Look at this thing leaking. Man, I'm glad I didn't shake that over top of the guitar. The whole top of the bottle is leaking. It's crazy. After they sit around for a while, it seems like the tops start to rot or something. These little red caps, because I've had them just kind of disintegrate on me. I don't know, maybe it's whatever is in this bottle. It's just eating away at the plastic. Let me get a clean towel. But as you can see, just by the color on my hand, it's got a much darker red color. So I'm going to put a couple of drops of that in here, just to try and get a more of an umber to it. That's 3 drops. That's all I'm going to do at the moment. Get my stir stick out, and we'll test that and see what it did, because I don't want to go too dark and have to start over. You always want to start light and work your way up to the right color. Yeah, that's a lot different. That's starting to get a much more deep, rich color to it. There, you see the difference in that already. See how much that changed by 3 drops of red mahogany? That's basically exactly the color we want right there. I'm going to go with that and rub that in and see where we are. But I think that's the color. Let me check it with this with this real quick. Let's go ahead and do a larger area and see what that does. Spread it out a little thinner, like that. And then when it dries, it darkens up some. So there's where we are on that. Down on the right-hand side. That's the color we want to start with. I'm going to check it against this photo real quick. That's still a little light. But I'm going to start here, and I'm going to try and see what that looks like with this first coat. I can always add a little more to deepen the color. So I'm going to go with this right now and see where we get, because I think that's about right. Maybe still a little too yellow. I'm going to add two more drops of that red. That's red mahogany. So now we have lemon yellow, red, and then a few drops of red mahogany. And red mahogany's got a little brown in it. And so that'll add, that's basically red mahogany's basically taking red and adding a little brown, a little vintage amber in there. But that's already mixed in the color for you. It's a good idea if you're getting into doing this kind of stuff to take a few pieces of wood and practice with your colors. Just like you would practice if you were a painter. Mixing your colors, because you're essentially painting a guitar, right? Obviously. But you want to play with the colors and see what they do on different kinds of wood. All right, this should be a little darker now. Let's put it over here beside it, and you can see how dramatically that changed from 2 more drops of orange, red mahogany. See that color? That's what we want, I believe. Let's start with that and see where we get, okay? And get rid of that. I'll move the camera over here where you can see what we're doing. This has already been prepped. I think it's good to go. I've sanded it, prepped it, checked it for scratches, all the things you need to do. We've already got oil up to the edge. I believe we're good. Okay, let me move the camera. I'll get you over here so you can see what's going on, all right? Hold on. Okay, I think you can see that pretty good. I'm just going to take a paper towel and start putting some color on. We want this to look like fire, you know, hot. We want it to be a hot color. I just like using these paper towels, as good quality paper towels. They don't really leave any lint as long as you don't dog them up. Pull up some color and let's get started. Just going to go right to the edge like that. Man, this is a beautiful piece of wood. Part of the joy of doing this is to watch this wood come to life. It's one of my favorite things in the whole world. I've been fascinated by it since I was a child. Okay. You get up in these corners here. Man, that looks good. It's a little light, but that's going to be okay. We're going to come back and darken it up some. Because we can do it again and add more depth to it. This will be our initial coats. You don't want to put on too much at a time, because what will happen is it'll it'll settle and kind of separate on the surface of the guitar, and you'll see almost like little circles where it separates. You don't want that. You want it to just be a nice even coat. That's going to look good. I think with another coat on here after this dries real well. The camera always seems to lighten the color. When I look in the camera here, it looks a lot lighter than it does here in reality. I don't know why that is. Maybe the lighting, probably the bright white lights above. I want to get a little color on that there, in that corner. Across there real good. And I'm just going to rub it in real well. Yeah, it's looking good. Okay, now dry very quickly. That's pretty. All right, so let's let this dry and we'll come back and hit it again. Okay, so as you can see, it dried pretty orange. That's okay because that's a good base. What I'm going to do now is add a little more red mahogany to this color and put another coat on it. Darken it up a little bit, a little more red. Then I'm going to take some of that color and I'm going to spray it with the top coat. And then that will intensify all this in and lock it in. And then I'm going to come around and darken it up a little more just around this outer edge to create an illusion of more depth. And then put the black around. Little spray of black around the outside right here. So it looks like it's burnt out on the edges. That's what he's looking for. That's what we're hoping to achieve. I think I can pull that off. But I do need to add a little more of the red mahogany to this color. So let's do that. Hold on a second. Let me find it. What did I do with it? That's bright red. Oh, here it is. Duh. Okay. That's good. You got to be real careful with this stuff because you'll get it everywhere. It'll stain everything. You get it on your skin, it's like a tattoo. Dude, where'd you get the big red blotch on the back of your hand? I meant to do that. All right, I'm going to add 1, 2, 3. That was like 4 though. That was 3 drops. Three drops. We'll try to stay clean. Like that. Wipe that off. We'll stir that up and see what we get. That should intensify it quite a bit. Especially when it's sprayed. Because when I spray it in the top coat, add a little bit of this color in the top coat, and you can really darken it up by just doing multiple coats. So, but this is looking a lot better now. Hold on, let me move that out of the way there. Because we do want orange, but we want a little bit of a burnt orange. See, it looks good when it's wet, that burnt orange, but it'll dry out and it'll leave this lighter color. This is darker now though, and I believe that's it. Once that dries, that's going to leave us that burnt orange color, and then we can intensify it with a very light coat of that in the top coat, lock that color down, and I think we're good. So let's go ahead and put a little bit of that on here. And we should be good to go on these first coats. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. See, it's got a little more red. It's a little brighter. And you can see when it's wet like that, right? When you put a top coat on it, it's going to come back and have that same kind of a look. That's what we were looking for right there. That's perfect. Man, that's really pretty. Very cool color. Burnt orange. That's very deep and rich now. That's what we want. And of course, that's going to lighten up. That's all right. Let's make sure we get the color even. Okay, that's it, guys. That's the color. That's what we want. Right there. It's very pretty piece of wood. Okay, can you guys see that okay? Low battery mode. Hold on, let me turn on the light. I have terrible lighting. One day, here we go. That's what we're looking for. That color right there. And that's going to lighten up some, especially when we hit it with some clear coat. It'll really brighten it up. I like it. It looks nice. Okay, we're going to let that dry. And if it dries and if it looks a little dark when it dries, we can sand it back and just go back to a lighter color. But I think this is it. I believe that's going to dry just right. I feel good about that color there. I think that's going to look really nice with a little bit darker, kind of a burst around the outside, and then the black on the other side. The black around the edges, I mean. I got a little sloppy here. It's easy to get sloppy. Don't want to, though, because this stuff will stain everything. As it should. That's what it's for. I don't think this lid matches this cup. That's not good. I'm going to have to rig up something for that. Okay. These little cups are perfect for mixing up color because you don't need a lot, man. I mean, what is that? 1 square foot maybe of color. You know, you don't need a lot. So, and it keeps pretty well though if you keep it in little jars. I put it in these little pimento cheese jars and things like that, man. It keeps pretty well in there for a while. So I'll just dump that in here. And we'll have that for touch-ups and whatnot. And that's it. That's the color. We're going to let it dry. All right? That's looking good. After we get that right, we're going to go ahead and start spraying the clear coats. Okay, guys? That's it for today. Thanks for tuning in, man. Kind of a brief video, but you know, I thought I'd get one in when I can, okay? This time of the year is really busy because obviously there's lots of things going on in the personal life. Also, I'd like to share that my very good friend Steve, who does the electronics for Worth Guitars, he works right over there. He had a stroke, and so he's in bad shape. And well, he's getting better, but it was a little scary there for a while. And so that kind of slowed things down a bit as well. But he's making a good comeback, and I'm feeling good about it. So, you know, send him some love if you know him. If you don't know him, send him some love anyway. And thank you again for subscribing and watching, okay? We appreciate it, guys. You guys be good to each other out there. We're going to let this dry. We're going to go do some other stuff. All right. I hope everybody's having a good life. I hope the world is treating you well and you're able to get the things done that you need to get done. And thanks again for watching. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and we'll see you next time. Get out there and see some bands, and don't forget to tip your bartenders and waitresses. All right. Peace. Worth Guitars. We'll see you guys.